guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Kaye or Kaye, and oh my gosh, it feels like it's been so long since I sat down and spoke to you guys and filmed a podcast episode. I mean, it has been like 3 weeks, I think, and I look different because I'm always changing my hairstyle. So this time it's short curly hair. Hello. But if you've been keeping up with my other videos, because I post vlogs and knit with me's and stuff like that, and not just podcast episodes, you would know I changed my hairstyle. So anyway, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be filming. You guys, like I said before, if you haven't been keeping up with my other videos, you are literally missing out on a lot of information. But for the people who literally only tune into these podcast episodes, which this is just my second episode of my knitting podcast, I have officially been knitting for 1 year. Oh my gosh, that seems like nothing now. When the 15th rolled around, that's when I taught myself how to knit. I was like, wow, wow, that's a nice long time. And now that I'm saying it in this video, I'm like, ooh, that's actually not that long. But I've literally knitted so much since learning, and I love it. So yeah, I've been knitting for a year, and oh my gosh, oh my gosh, this channel is all about me and my journey with knitting and fiber arts in general and me. But I documented myself learning how to knit and teaching myself how to knit. And when it was the 15th, I went back and rewatched that video of me teaching myself how to knit. Oh my gosh, I was so wrong about so much in that video. Like, you guys know garter stitch, of course. I was just knitting, flipping it, knitting, flipping it, knitting. And I was like, ooh, I taught myself the knit stitch. And I was showing you guys, I was like, and look at this. This is the knit stitch. I'm like, that's not, what am I saying? It was garter stitch, but I didn't know. I was just like, okay, I'm going to teach myself how to knit. Now I'm going to teach myself how to purl. And now, but by the end of the video, I think I got it down because I started doing a stockinette stitch, you know, it's like, anyway, but watching that video back like a year later, I was just like, oh my gosh, I was such a newbie and I didn't know anything, and now I know so much. And now that it has been a year officially, oh my gosh, officially, now I can dive into some different things like lace knitting, learning how to read charts, and learning how to knit cables, because I wanted my first year of knitting to just be literally a beginner year of just learning the basics, honing in on the basics like simple stockinette and, you know, simple increases, decreases, and then just putting that all together and doing beginner projects and simple sweaters, simple tees. And I've done all of that. And I'm so happy with that. And now that it's been a year, I'm like, okay, what is the next step in this knitting journey for me? Because I didn't want, even though I wanted to rush into learning how to knit so that I could knit sweaters, I didn't want to rush the entire learning experience for myself. As in the first year of knitting, I'm not about to learn how to knit cables and knit color work and knit and lace work. And I was like, no, okay, let's do some simple stockinette, you know, a few raglans here and there, you know, no little increases, decreases, la 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 la. And now, as I said a bajillion times already, now that it's been a year, I can learn how to do lace knitting and cabling and reading charts. And color work is not on this list right now, especially not for this year, because this year is basically over already in my eyes. Once August hits, the year is about to be over, okay? August, September, October, November, December, they just fly by. So I'm definitely not learning any color work this year. Maybe when year 2 hits, you know? August 2023 color work? I don't know. I have to get a few lace work, cable work sweaters out of the way first before I even think about color work, okay? No. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that, because I know a lot of you guys don't probably whoever watches this probably, you know, doesn't tune into any of my other videos, which is fine. I don't mind. There are people who literally only like this format and style of videos, which is cool. I like them all, okay? Give me the vlogs, give me the knit with me's, give me the podcasts. I just want content with people knitting or crocheting in it, or even sewing, okay? I eat up sewing videos, okay? Jenna Phipps, she sews a lot. I eat up her videos. I mean, she knits a lot as well, so I eat up her videos. But I eat up her sewing videos. Kiana Bonolo, I eat up her sewing videos. She's literally only a sewer, a sewist. What do they call themselves? If you sew, what do you call yourself? And there's knitter, crocheter, sewer. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, she only sews. I eat up all of her content, even though I can say I never plan to sew, okay? Like, that is something, I know I say never a lot, but sometimes those nevers are soft, and it's like, you know, I probably will not at the moment do that specific thing, but maybe later in life I'll end up doing it because I like to change my mind, because, you know, we grow and we learn as we get older. So sometimes those are soft nevers, but this is a hard never. Like, you will not ever, ever, never, ever catch me sewing. Why? Too many steps, too many things, too many. I like simplicity. I like simple things. You know, give me 2 needles and a string and I can knit you something, okay? Give me a string and a hook and I can crochet you something. Sewing? When I tell you that is a hard never, no, absolutely not. Give me a thread and a sewing needle and I might sew something, sew a whole clothes. I don't even like knitting flat because I don't like sewing stuff together, okay? So yeah, but I love watching the videos because every time I watch sewing videos, I'm like, you will never catch me doing that. Like, that is so amazing that you guys love to do that, but you will not catch me doing that. I'm like, no. I thought learning how to knit was hard, even though it wasn't, but when I was only crocheting, I thought learning how to knit was hard. Learning how to sew? It looks hard, and I know it is hard, okay? Anyway, all right, okay, let's finally get into this video, okay? I just like to get everything out of the way in the beginning, and then, listen, I talk a lot, okay? Hence why I have podcast episodes. Anyway, I think that's it now, finally. Yeah, all right, let's get into the video. Let's start off with my finished objects. Oh my goodness, that was a loud clap. Let's start off with what I'm wearing. Will that ever get old? I don't think so. I feel so cool when I say, let's start off with what I'm wearing, because everyone else says, let's start off with. Anyway, okay. I finished this yesterday. Literally yesterday. Blocked it yesterday. It dried today. This is the Novice Slip Over. You guys can't really see it. I'll put up pictures, or you can follow me on Instagram and see the pictures that I posted. But this is a Novice Slip Over, and oh my gosh, it took me 6 days to knit it up, and I knitted it up right after I finished another project. And oh my gosh, I've never knitted a slip over before. And while I was reading the pattern, I was like confused because I just didn't understand the shaping of the slip over, because I haven't knitted anything like majority of it flat and then like knitting it in a round, and it wasn't a sweater. So like, I understand how a sweater is knitted flat and then joined in a round, but I didn't understand how something like this, that's not a sweater, was knitted flat and then joined in a round. So I was like, I had to ask Kalila, more copy Callie, to help me understand what the pattern was trying to tell me, because I'm like, okay, if you slip those stitches here and the needles are here. But then when she explained it, I understood, because I could not understand the shaping of this either. So I was like, okay, I get that they're saying like this is a shoulder here, this shoulder, la la, but I don't know. But then I understood, and it was so easy. Literally a beginner can do this. If you, I mean, novice is like beginner. So if you are a beginner, I would suggest this slip over as your first slip over. It was my first Ooh, my voice like echoed doing it. It was my first ever slipover and it was great. The Stockholm slipover is on my list of slipovers to knit, but I will be knitting a bunch of these slipovers because yes, oh my gosh. I did make a little mistake. I don't know if you guys can see, but okay, I'm sitting on the floor, so bear with me. Okay, here I am close up. So this is the collar, obviously. Oh, and I'm wearing like a long sleeve shirt with it. It's so cute. Anyway, so right here you pick up stitches for the neckline. Look at my increases. Oh my gosh, so cool. Anyway, so yeah, you pick up stitches, and when I started picking up stitches right here, I accidentally picked up the stitches like on top of these stitches instead of like through it. So now you can just see these stitches like resting right here, and as you can see, none right here because I picked them up the way they're supposed to be picked up, but I guess I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, that's a little mistake right there, and I was not ripping back to fix it. Absolutely not. You will not catch me doing that. It's just a simple, small mistake, and if I didn't point it out, some of you guys probably would not have even noticed. And plus, sometimes I like to leave my mistakes in. Okay, I'll say what I was about to say in a second. Sometimes I like to leave my mistakes in because then I look at it and I'll be like, okay, don't make that mistake again. Or it's like, wow, this is really handmade. Like, it just makes me like, wow, that's crazy. What was I gonna say? I was gonna interrupt myself to say something before I forgot what I was gonna say, and now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, okay, I remember. If I knitted this up in like a solid colored yarn like this or something, I probably would have ripped back because it would have really been noticeable. But since this is like a nice variegated, heavily variegated yarn, I was like, who cares? It can literally just like blend in and be fine. So yeah, I just left it, and it's nice. Anyway, this yarn, what did I knit it up with? I knitted up with Noro Akari. What? I can literally, I'm going to Instagram. Let's go to Instagram. Oh yeah, also if I'm looking away at something, it's my iPad. It has my notes and stuff on it, so. This is, yeah, Akari by Noro, and it is such a pretty yarn. Oh my gosh, if you guys watch my vlog that's coming up, you guys will see the yarn and what it looks like in cake form, but it is so pretty. And if you guys know Noro at all, you already know Noro has like such pretty self-striping variegated yarns, and it's just so beautiful. So yeah, that's the yarn that I used. I used 5mm needles. I used my Liquid needles, and they were just, oh, it was just so perfect. Took me 6 days, like I said. I knitted the small, okay, the small, and this thing, I guess because of the yarn composition, it stretched like crazy and looks humongous, which, I mean, I love oversized everything, but it still shocked me. So this yarn is made up of mostly silk and cotton, and I put it in water. I wasn't gonna block it at first because Noro yarn, I don't know, it's very stretchy because of the weird yarn composition. So I didn't block my terrazzo sweater because of that reason, and I'll show you guys what that looks like in just a second because that is also a finished object. But I decided to block this slip over, and I'm glad I did because it stretched out nicely and it blocked out nicely because I was very careful with positioning when I was putting it on a blocking mat. But when I put it in water, I left it in water for about 15 minutes. And when I took it out the water, I was like, oh my gosh, I should not have blocked this. This is, because I've heard a lot of like, don't block silk and cotton, or like just don't leave it in water for that long. So that's why I was like, okay, 15 minutes, that'll be fine. Man, I should have left it in there for like 5 minutes or something, or 10 minutes, because that thing stretched. This thing stretched like crazy. And so I did my best to like wring out all the water and stuff like that. When I put on a blocking mat, I was, oh my gosh, especially with this neckline, I was like, a lot of adjustments, okay? But in the end, it turned out beautiful and exactly the way I wanted it to be, especially the body. The body was like short. It was like a little bit over my belly button, and now this thing is like, way past my belly button, like way past it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So anything else about this? I don't think so. Told you the yarn, the needle sizes, the size, and everything. Okay, yeah. So this is the third project I finished this month. So this is the last project, yeah, that was like kind of big that I finished in this month. And now let's move on to my other project that was a whip in the first episode, and it is now finished, and it is my oh, this pattern is by Petite Knit. Okay, I need to remember to tell you guys who these patterns are by, okay? It's mostly gonna be Petite Knit anyway because I'm obsessed, but Petite Knit, this is by Petite Knit. Okay, now terrazzo sweater, which is also by Petite Knit, and I also use Noro yarn for this. This is Noro Enka, E-N-K-A, and it is basically made up of the similar composition to this one, except it has more wool and does it have mohair in it? I don't know. I'll have to look, but just look up Nora Enka if you want to know what it is. But here is my terrazzo sweater. Oh my gosh, I used 2 different colors in this, and all of my patterns and all the patterns in a yarn that I mentioned will be linked down below so you guys can really check them out. But yeah, so I knitted the medium in this, and this is the yarn I was talking about that I didn't block because this thing would have stretched beyond repair, and I was just not having that with this beautiful, beautiful sweater, this beautiful yarn. I love it so much. It is so perfect on me. And if you want to see pictures of any of the garments that I've made, just go on my Instagram and you'll get better looks at it. And I also write down like the yarn that I use, the needle size, and the pattern and everything. So yeah, but yeah, so this is what I use 2 different colorways, as you guys can tell. This is one colorway and this is another colorway. I used 5 or 4.5 millimeter needles. I am not sure. And this took me 2 weeks to finish. So this was the first project that I finished in August. And it was so quick. Oh my gosh, 2 weeks. This is a DK weight yarn, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it wouldn't take that long anyway. 2 weeks, and I was doing a bunch of like other projects and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, it was pretty easy. And the first thing that I finished. Do I have anything else to say? Nope, Noro, Petite Knit. I highly suggest this pattern, and it was the first time that I did twisted rib, which is on this is full like twisted rib, and then this is half twisted rib. So full, I say full twisted, but regular like twisted rib, it looks the same inside and out, but with half twisted rib, it only looks like this on the outside, and then it looks like regular stockinette on the inside, or rib on the inside. So yeah, that's my terrazzo sweater by Petite Knit. Moving on to the next one. Oh my gosh, so this sweater that I'm about to show you guys wasn't even a whip in the last one, okay? And keep in mind that my last episode was 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, not even a full month. And I finished 2 sweaters and a slip over, which is actually insane, kind of, considering none of these are chunky. So yeah, so this one wasn't even a whip in the last episode because I was still working on a terrazzo sweater, and when I stopped filming that, I finished my terrazzo sweater quickly and then moved on to my It's Not a Sweatshirt sweater. And if you guys have seen my other videos, I literally have an entire video on this It's Not a Sweatshirt. So if you want to know my thoughts and stuff, like as I was working on a project, I would highly suggest watching that video because then you will know all of my opinions on that. But this is my sweater. Oh my gosh, I forgot how soft it is. So soft. Oh my And look at this. I do not weave in my ends, okay? Okay, after I weave it in enough for it not to come apart, I just leave it for the most part. Anyway, I blocked this bad boy and this thing is so drapey. Do you see this? Like, look at this. Oh my gosh, it's so fluffy and so nice, and I am obsessed, okay? Obsessed. Literally obsessed. It took me 2 weeks to knit up this sweater, which I think is pretty fast for a fingering weight and mohair sweater paired together, okay? I think that's pretty fast. I did not think that I could get it done in that short amount of time, but I did. And I knitted up the medium so it fits like a little oversized on me, which is really great, and I really love that. The yarn that I use Biche Bouche lamb's wool and cashmere, and I was gonna say a brand, but I already said the brand, Biche Bouche, and it's a fingering weight yarn, and I only used 992 yards on this sweater, on this medium sweater. 992 yards. It still amazes me how much yarn knitting does not take up. Okay, I am used to crocheting a lot, and crocheting takes up so much yarn. What a yarn guzzler it is. And knitting is just like, I got you. You want to save some money on yarn? Knit. Okay? Knit, and you will not use a lot of yarn at all, especially if you use thin yarn like me. Anyway, the second strand that I used was Knitting for Olive mohair, and it was an orange color. So, I mean, as you can tell, the sweater is orange, but I used an orange Biche Bouche yarn and an orange strand of Knitting for Olive, and it created this beautiful, beautiful shade of orange. If you guys want to know exactly what yarn I used, like the exact color and stuff like that, because I don't remember the names, I'll have it all linked down below for you guys. But yeah, that is the first sweater I knitted up with German short rows. Yes, I literally knitted for almost a year without knitting German short rows, and I finally decided it was time to knit German short rows. It seemed so daunting before I got into it, because whenever I would hear more experienced knitters talk about German short rows, I'm like, oh my god, it seems so complicated. Like, why are you guys talking about it like it's so simple? But then I watched a bunch of videos on German short rows, and it turns out it is pretty simple, okay? I just thought it was not, but it is. But it was still like a little, can I do it? Because there's a difference between seeing people do it and doing it yourself. Like, it can look easy when other people do it, and then when you do it yourself, it's like, ooh, that's kind of complicated. I don't know. But I did it, and it was so easy. Oh my gosh. Knitting for Olive. Did I tell you guys what the pattern is? It's not a sweatshirt by Knitting for Olive. I need to remember to tell you guys who these patterns are by. Okay. By Knitting for Olive. And Knitting for Olive did such a great job explaining exactly how to do the German short rows. So if you haven't done German short rows before on a sweater or in general, I would suggest this pattern. It's not a sweatshirt by Knitting for Olive, because it is so clear and concise about these German short rows and how to do it. So definitely pick up this pattern if you have not knitted German short rows before. Yeah. And also, I would hear a lot of people talk about German short rows and how like they can see it puckering and stuff like that, but when I knitted mine up, there was no puckering. Maybe it just depends on the yarn you use. I don't know. Either way, after blocking this sweater, okay, because the yarn I use is kind of like rustic, but like soft because of the cashmere, but still like rustic-y, and then I have the mohair. I blocked that sweater, and that sweater is so soft and so drapey. Like, it's just amazing what blocking can do to your garments. Like, I'm still flabbergasted because I'm still new to blocking, and it amazes me every time. So I will definitely continue blocking my work, okay? I used to be like, I don't care if I block it or not, like what does it matter? Why knit oversized anyway? No, okay? The one thing I will say to do is block your garments, okay? Unless it's made up of mostly like silk and cotton, don't do that. Unless you want a really, really stretched out drapey garment like this, like me. This is my style anyway, so it's okay. But heed that warning, okay? Or just look up how to properly block stuff with like silk and cotton. I didn't care, so I didn't look it up. But I did hear, so I did listen a little bit to what was out there. But I didn't search it up because I'm like, I don't care. Either way, I'm gonna wear it. And either way, if I don't wear it, it's art that I created, so. Oh well. Anyway, do I have anything else to say about this? It's not a sweatshirt. Sweater. No. I forgot to tell you guys in the beginning, I have an announcement to make at the end of this video. So, I mean, my camera says we're like 28 minutes in, so if you made it this far, you guys be prepared for an announcement at the end of this video, which is so exciting. Okay, that's it for the finished objects. That is a terrazzo sweater. It's not a sweatshirt. And my novice slipover. So yeah, that's all I got done this month. Like completely completed. And I'm so excited for next month. First of all, next month is my birthday, September 12th. I'm very excited for that. And hopefully I'm gonna get a bunch of projects done next month, okay? I have a bunch in mind that I want to finish next month, but we shall see. So yeah, this was the last big project that I finished. I don't plan to start another big project until next month because I have a bunch of small projects that I'm about to show you guys that I need to get through, okay? I'm tired of them being whips. Okay, a mini rant here, all right? Let me get a little comfortable, okay? I don't know how people can have whips for years or whips for long months that they plan to go back to, or whips that they just forget about and then suddenly they find, they're like, oh, I didn't know you were a whip. What kind of chaos is that? Okay, I'm all for chaos and like, you know, weirdness. Like my style is kind of eccentric a little bit when it comes to like my yarn and like the yarn I use for certain projects and la-di-di-la-da-da. But I have to have some structure in my life, okay? I have structure when it comes to what kind of videos I'm posting, what kind of videos I'm filming, what projects I'm working on, what needles my projects are on, like everything. That's all structured, okay? It has to be, okay? I like chaos, but not that much. Not when it comes to stuff like that. So when I watch people and they're like, oh, I just found a whip that was somewhere stashed away, I'm like, how do you not know that was a whip? How do you not know those needles were missing? Like, even with needles, oh my gosh, especially with needles, when I see chaotic needle craziness, I'm just like, where is the order? Where is, because I have actual like sets. So I don't buy individual needles because, I don't know, I'm just like, just get a set. So I have like 3 sets of knitting needles with the cases that they came in, and I actually have like 4 sets, but the first set I don't count because it was like the first set I ever bought when I started knitting, and I will never ever use those needles again, but I'm keeping it so I can remember what I started out with because it's like, oh. But yeah, so I have 3 sets that I actually use, and then I have like, if I have individual needles, it's because it didn't come, the size didn't come in a set. Like I have like 9-inch circulars, and then I have like 7mm needles that didn't come in any of my like needle sets, so I had to buy 7mm needles. But other than that, that's it. Anyway, I see needle chaos and I'm like, whoo, I can't do that. But whip chaos is the worst, okay? No. Anyway, there was literally no point in what I'm saying besides you guys who can have whips for a long time and even forget about them, you guys are a different type of special, is what I will say. I don't know how you do it. Let me know down below if you guys are structured. I need to know what whip I have at all times, or if you're chaotic. This whip can stay on these needles for years and I'll forget about it and not even remember, or like months and I won't even remember because whatever. Yeah, let me know, because I am a structured, I need to know every whip that I'm working on, and I need to finish these whips in a certain amount of time. Like, I can't have these whips just sitting there. Like, I was knitting on a camisole number 5 or something like that I was going to turn into a dress, and I had Knitting for Olive pure silk. I had 12 balls. I mean, I have 12 balls of pure silk from Knitting for Olive that I was going to, you know, turn into that dress, and then I literally frogged it the other day. And I'm a person that does not frog anything, okay? But I was barely into it, and plus it had my lick needles on it, and I wanted my lick needles and the cable, and I was just like, am I gonna work on this anytime soon? No. Do I want, I'm like, eh. So I literally frogged it, and now I don't have any whips that aren't gonna get worked on, like, soon. Because that whip was gonna be like a long-term whip, but with plans, okay? That is still structured because I still had a plan. Some of you guys don't have plans for your whips that are just sitting there, and that literally, oh, it breaks my heart. Oh, but it's okay because, you know, we all cope in different ways and do stuff differently. Chaos. Oh my god. Anyway, so yeah, that's not a whip anymore. But let me get into my active whips that I want to get done. I want to get done with most of these by the end of this month, and like at least early into September. Okay, so which ones? Let me show you the ones that I showed you guys last time, because I got like almost no progress in both of them. So let me show you guys those first, and then I will get into my newer small whips. So I have no big whips, only small whips. All right, so let's see. What do I have extra? All right, let me show you guys this right here. So if you guys don't remember, this is, oh my gosh, this sock looks so good. Wait, I need to start knitting on this sock again. Anyway, this is the vanilla sock by Crazy Sock Lady. It's like the only type of sock that I knit on because it's so basic, so seamless, so easy. So literally all of my one skein or one hank fingering weight yarns that have at least 400 something yards / meters in it, I will use for socks. And I have a bunch of yarn already that's ready to be knit up for socks. But this is the sock. I literally only have this much of this sock done. Literally the only one. I don't even have a finished one to show you guys because I need to finish this one. And I've been working on this for so long. Small whips like these that I'm about to show you, like this and the others that I'm about to show you, I can have on the needles for a little while because they're small whips. So it's a whip that you take on car rides, plane rides, train rides, you know, when you don't want to bring your humongous whips, you know, in a place where you're just like, I gotta go, but also I want to knit, you know? So these are on 9-inch circulars. See, needles like these, I can have, like, that's not in a set. That's fine if it's not in a set, because these are ChiaoGoo 9-inch circulars. Are they ChiaoGoo? Yeah, ChiaoGoo 9-inch circulars. These are 2.5 millimeter needles, and this yarn is Spike Slushy hand-dyed yarn by Red Door Fiber Studio. And oh, it's so pretty. Look at this cake. Oh my gosh. My phone is not picking up how pretty this yarn is, but it is okay because I'm getting a new camera soon. Woo! All right. So yeah, this is that small whip. And now the second one is this beanie right here. It literally looks, for the sock, I got like 10 rows done, but you can't really tell because it's tiny. And this, I got probably like 2 rows done. Is this the right? Oh, yeah, it's the right way. Okay, anyway. So yeah, literally barely any to no progress at all. This is gonna be a beanie. I promise you guys, it's just a lot of ribbing up until the tip of the hat, basically. So yeah, these are on my Knit Picks needles, and it's on, I think 3.5 millimeter. Yeah, 3.5 millimeter needles, 16-inch needles, and this yarn is Cozy Cabin by Explore Knits, I'm pretty sure. I keep forgetting. Yep, Cozy Cabin by Explore Knits, 100% superwash merino. This sock is also 100% superwash merino, and I don't care if my socks have nylon in it or not. It's art. It does not matter to me. So yeah, that's the sock. This is the beanie, hand-dyed yarn, and these are the two projects that I showed you guys last time that I barely got any progress on. And because I don't have, like, I know what I'm gonna knit next. Like I know what my next big, humongous project is going to be. But because there's no rush to knit on my next big project, I'm like, okay, this is a perfect time where I'm not feeling an urge to like immediately cast on a large project, and I'm just like content with working on small projects right now. So whenever I catch that feeling, I run with it because I need to get these small projects done, get it out of the way so that I can make room for more small projects. So yeah, those are my two small projects. Oh, and that beanie is by Pearl Soho. Classic Ribbed Hat by Pearl Soho. And this is where those two projects are in my messenger bag that Malika, Mr. Bobbin, my sister, made for me. Okay. Which one should I show next? Okay, I'll show this one next. All right, so I have 4 small whips, and this is the 3rd small whip. And it is this right here. Oh my gosh. This is the Dima bandana, and it's gonna be a bandana. But listen, this is the progress, okay? This curling is lying to you. Like, I don't have progress, but I do, and I am like trudging through this project because I am the type that likes to knit and see my progress, okay? If I can't really see my progress like this because of the curling, it just makes me not want to knit it anymore, and I don't like that. So I literally started this before this novice slipover, and oh my gosh, this curling was just getting to me, and so I was just like, I need something that's gonna make me happy right now, and so I started my novice slipover. Anyway, yeah, this is my progress on it so far. I just have to keep decreasing for a long time, literally a long time. The yarn I'm using is this yarn right here. This is by Sorella, and I'm not sure of the composition. It could be nylon and superwash. It could be 100% superwash merino, but I'm not sure because this was part of a destashing that she did, and it didn't have a label on it. And I don't remember what it said on the website. But this is the yarn, and it's so pretty, and it's DK weight. And yeah. Also, my beanie is DK weight, and my sock is fingering weight. Yeah. This is on my Takumi Clover needles, and it's on 4 millimeter needles. Yep. So that's a whip. That's one that I'm like, I really want to get it done so that I can get over. So I can like, how am I trying to say this? So I can get it over with, yes, because that curling, oh, it's getting to me. And I was gonna make a bunch of bandanas, but now I'm not sure if I'm gonna make a bandana, another one. No. But this next whip though, oh, I'm about to make so many of these. You guys, you guys, I'm so excited. So let me show you what I started last night. Okay, if I can get it out. Oh wait, I can show you guys the yarn. Oh, I didn't know I had it right here. Okay, I can show you guys the yarn that I made this slipover out of. Okay. Anyway, so this is what I started last night. As you can tell, you probably noticed that it matches, oh my gosh, this slipover right here. Yes, because I had this much plus this of yarn left after I finished my slipover. So I decided to make the Sophie scarf by Petite Knit. And Kalila made a Sophie scarf first, and I was just like, okay, that looks cool, looks pretty easy. But when my hair was bigger, I was like, I would rather a bandana, which is why I started that bandana. But then when I saw how that bandana was working out, I was like, oh, do I really want to knit bandanas? So then I started knitting this scarf last night, and let me tell you, it is so addicting, so easy. I'm going to make so many of these scarves, and hopefully I can make one to match every single one of the projects that I knit from here on out. Okay, that's a lot, but it'll be really cool if I can do that, you know? Wouldn't it be cute to see me with a bandana that matches my outfit every time? Like, hello? Cool styling. Anyway, so yeah, the original pattern calls for fingering weight, but this is DK. So this is gonna be pretty big, but I don't care because it's using up my scrap yarn. Okay, and yeah, this is knitted on 3.5mm needles. This is also on my Clover Takumi needles. And yeah, just like look at this, it's garter stitch, and it's so easy. So if you have scrap yarn, I would suggest, you know, getting this pattern by Petite Knit, the Sophie scarf by Petite Knit. And yeah, it's so easy. It's perfect for scrap yarn, or you know, the Demon bandana is perfect for scrap yarn as well. But look at this edging, like it's like a built-in I-cord edge. I've never done I-cord before, so this looks so cool, and I can't believe like I did this. Like, hello? Eek. Anyway, so yeah, okay, I can show you guys the yarn that I made because I literally still have a whole cake left of this yarn. So this is the Akari Noro yarn. This is Akari right there. And oh, so beautiful. Okay, so it is 26% silk, 21% cotton, 15% viscose, 14% mohair, 12% wool, and 12% polyamide. Like, crazy. But look, this looks so cute. Like, hello. Oh my gosh. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I'm just gonna have it in my stash and then figure that out later. This is so crazy because this is yarn that Kalila had, and then she gave me the yarn, and then I used it, and there's still yarn left. Like, how many projects do I need to do in order to get rid of this yarn? Crazy. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be making a lot of these scarves, okay? Be on the lookout for that. So this is my fourth small whip. I'm gonna be done with that one today though, so then I can work on the others, which I'm so excited to finish. All right, so that's it for my whips. That's it for my finished objects. Honestly, I thought I was gonna talk way more than this, but this is great, okay? This is so great. I don't have any new yarn to show you guys. I mean, look, I have enough yarn, okay? And this is just my hand-dyed yarn and my cones and like extra yarn. Like, this is just the hand-dyed section. I have a whole clear bag with more yarn that's not hand-dyed yarn, but like, oh my gosh, I'm slowly getting through my stash, which is so exciting. And I guess I can tell you guys this. A cat is scratching at the door. Hold on. You're so cute. Come here. Or actually, don't come here because then, yeah, I have a bunch of stuff. You're so cute. Hey. Anyway. Oh, how I'm getting through my stash. Oh, something I'll tell you guys early, which I'm gonna talk about in my like plans for 2023. But my plan is to get through half of my stash, at least half or most of my stash next year. That is a humongous goal for me, and we shall see if it happens. Okay, I'm still gonna need to buy a bunch of mohair for a bunch of my yarn, but still, that will help me get through my stash. So we shall see what happens. Next year is gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited. Anyway, so I have no new yarn for you guys right now. I will next month. Be prepared for that. And you guys will know why in a little bit. Anyway, so I don't have any yarn, but I do have a bag, a project bag to show you guys that I was supposed to show you guys in a last podcast episode, my first one, but I forgot because it was not in my eyeline. Eyeline? Is that how you say it? Anyway, yeah, so this is the, it's so big. This is the petite knit bag, the new one that she came out with. And yes, it is huge. It is humongous, okay? So I saw them and I was like, oh, you know, I have two other petite knit bags. Like I have the blue one, oh, literally the blue one right here, and then I have the other one that looks like this but has like green flowers on it, something like that. And I was like, okay, this is a new one. Let me get the bigger one this time because I have two small ones already. I didn't expect this to be this big, okay? It does not look this big in pictures. I swear it doesn't look this big. This is huge. Look at my head. Look at the bag. This has like 4 projects worth of yarn in it. That's how big this is. I literally stuffed this and it still has room to be stuffed even more. That's how big it is. I'm like, what is happening here? Are you serious right now? But I'm so glad I got it because I don't have a lot of huge project bags. So this will be like perfect for traveling and stuff like that. And speaking of traveling, what a perfect way to just dive into this announcement. So, welcome if you made it this far into this video. Oh my gosh, my legs are so tired. Oh man, I'm so short right now. Let me lower this. Talk comfortably, okay? Because I don't feel like bending my legs right now. Woo, okay. Is this straight? Whatever. Anyway, you guys, so announcement, I'm traveling next month. I'm going to Sweden with my sisters. Sweden? Why Sweden, you ask? Well, I'm going to explain more of that in a video that I'll be filming with my sisters together, and we'll be posting that video on our joint channel that we haven't posted on in like almost a year basically, but honestly it's just there for dumping content on it with all of us together, so we don't have to update that. But we will be updating it soon next month because next month we are going to Sweden. And yes, since you asked, we will be seeing Alexandra and hanging out with Alexandra from Alexandra's Garn, and I'm so excited, and this is so exciting, and we've literally been planning this since June. Okay, I've known since June, and if you guys watch my other videos, you'll know I've been saying stuff like, oh, I'm going to be buying a lot of yarn in September. My yarn fast will be over in September. Oh, September is going to be so much fun. Yeah, it wasn't just because it's my birthday, okay? It's because I'm going to be seeing Alexandra, okay? Yeah, I'm going to Sweden, yeah, but I'll be seeing Alexandra. All right, Sweden's great and all, but who's in Sweden? Alexandra. So this is going to be so great. And of course, I'll be vlogging everything. So be prepared for a lot of content, okay? In September and October, be prepared because the content will spread into October. So I'm so excited for that. Like I said, I'll be talking more about that in a video that I'm posting with my sisters. So I'll let you guys know whenever that is posted. Definitely follow me on Instagram because that's where I update you guys on anything. So if you guys want to be the first people to see what we plan on doing when we get there and all of the stuff we plan to get while we're there from yarn shops and stuff, yeah, follow me on Instagram because you guys will find that out. And yeah, oh my gosh, we can finally talk about it in our videos. Oh my gosh, we've been holding off for so long to talk about it until it was like, oh, hair. Until it was closer to us. Oh my god, hair, yarn, I don't know what it is. Anyway, until it was closer to us, you know, leaving and going. So much planning has been happening behind the scenes. You guys don't understand. Like, it's so great. I'm so excited. And I can talk about this all day, so I'm going to stop talking about it now. But yes, just know that I'm traveling with my sisters to Sweden next month in September. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and chilling and hanging out with me. Let me know what you worked on while watching. Let me know if you ever knitted any of what I worked on, like my finished objects and stuff, or even my whips, because I would love to know and check it out if you did, or you know, just let me know if you plan to at some point. That would be great to know as well. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and click that notification bell because it'll notify you guys whenever I post another video. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram because, like I said, it's where you guys will find any updates on my yarn and projects and where I'm traveling. And I'll see you guys in the next one.